This is ILTV on the hour. We're bringing the biggest stories from Israel and the Middle East in just 5 minutes. I'm Shush Bedrosian, and today is day 688 of the war in Gaza. Let's get into all the top headlines at this hour. Right now, the IDF is officially confirming they struck targets in Sana'a against the Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen, saying they struck military infrastructure in the capital, including a site where the president's palace is located, including power plants and a site for storing fuel. The IDF says all locations were being used by the Houthis. The strikes caused plumes of dark smoke and massive fires to break out in Sana'a. Although a photo was released of Prime Minister Netanyahu, IDF Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir, and Defense Minister Israel Katz, we only just learned these strikes were confirmed. The three of them were seen observing the Israeli Air Force striking targets in Sana'a from the command center at the military headquarters in Tel Aviv. The IDF says the strike on the power plants today damaged the production and supply of electricity for military purposes, and the use of the plants shows further proof of how the Houthis use civilian infrastructure for military purposes. That's according to the IDF. Now, the strikes comes just 2 days after the Houthis launched a ballistic missile attack at Israel, but for the first time, it was discovered the terror proxy of Iran used a projectile that had a cluster bomb warhead. The IDF failed to actually intercept part of the projectile, which one of the munitions hit a person's yard in the center of Israel. And Israel is concerned about the status of 1 or 2 hostages, as they could be in serious life-threatening conditions. The report comes a few days after President Trump made a comment in the Oval Office to reporters that they believed less than 20 hostages were alive. The head of the Missing Persons Unit, Gal Hirsch, said no information has changed on Israel's end, with the same number of living hostages believed to still be at 20. And it is day 688 of the war in Gaza, and the IDF tanks are continuing to advance towards Gaza City. Footage shows IDF tanks operating in the Sabra neighborhood near Gaza City, just next to Zaytun, where the IDF had been operating. Tens of thousands of reservists are due to report for service on September 2nd for this offensive, which is expected to begin in the following weeks. Now, over the weekend, Netanyahu visited a base in southern Israel to meet with officers near the Gaza border. There, he said that he instructed negotiators to participate in talks in the hopes of securing a comprehensive deal that would see the release of all the hostages. Netanyahu also said the army is pushing forward with the military plan. Take a listen.
אני הגעתי היום לאוגדת עזה כדי לאשר את התוכניות שצה"ל הציג בפניי לשר הביטחון להשתלטות על העיר עזה ולהכרעת החמאס. אני מאוד מעריך את ההתייצבות של חיילי המילואים וכמובן של הצבא הסדיר למען המטרה החיונית הזאת. במקביל אני הנחיתי להתחיל במשא ומתן מיידי על שחרור כל חטופינו וסיום המלחמה בתנאים שמקובלים על ישראל.
And over the weekend, the United Nations pointed the finger at Israel for starvation and what they are calling famine sweeping parts of the Gaza Strip. Now, the UN Integrated Food Security Phase Classification System, or IPC, published a report declaring that an estimated 500,000 people, which is nearly a quarter of the enclave's population, are experiencing famine and that the numbers is expected to rise. Tom Fletcher, the UN relief chief, added that the famine was, quote, preventable on Israel's part. In a response, the Prime Minister's office declared this as a blood libel, saying that the IPC report is an outright lie and was based on Hamas's data. Now, Kogat responded to the video with footage of aid trucks entering the enclave from Kerem Shalom and Zikim crossings. Kogat's response is clear. The crossings are open, challenging the comments from Fletcher, saying the famine is preventable. According to Kogat, 2,500 trucks carrying primarily food entered through the enclave over the last week. And that is a wrap here on ILTV on the hour. Thanks so much for watching, and continue to follow us for more live updates as they continue to come out in real time. See you soon.